Hi, first ever audiobook ever. First of all, sorry about the wonky glasses, but I was like, should I whip out the glasses? Because, like, y'all ain't seen them. Now I can't see. But the problem is, but there's not, it don't exist. It don't exist, family lamb. So they don't, like, just go like that and they just run away. But the other pair fell into the ocean. My favourite pair. I used to wear 80s pedo glasses. Petition to bring them back. I love being an 80s pedo. Great way to start a book. Anyway, this is The Elk by Edgar Allan Poe. It's 5 pages, like, it's chill. I thought to start with the short ones, work my way up to books that have chapters. And by chapters, I mean The Hungry Caterpillar has pages. That's a chapter for me. But yeah, if it goes wrong, first of all, my glasses are wonky. Second of all, I'm a dyslexic. Why are you listening to a dyslexic's audiobook? It's not gonna go well. But that's half the fun in it. So yeah, sorry about the long intro, just first audiobook, like, so you up for the premise? I didn't know what to put on, like, do I put my face? Do I put just the book cover? Which is a bit weird with this. Oh, you like the old flashcards back in my day. Anyway, like, yeah, like, I was like, I don't know what to put. Went around, asked around. I was like, because like the audiobooks I've seen, because like sometimes I like audiobook part of a book. Like I'll finish my chapter, then I'm like, I'm gonna have bath, and then I can listen on a bit, help me get through it eventually. But I feel so cheaty audiobook impersonate. Anyway, I don't have my opinions on them. But like, I need to read because guys, my current completion rate is not good. I can tell you that. My current completion rate, 32.7%. Can you stay on my face? That's not good. That's not a good completion rate. It kinda should be higher than that, shouldn't it? But it's not. But it's not okay. But like, whatever. We'll get into it now. See, now I feel bad for like you who just come here like looking for a little Edgar Allan Poe, and you have to listen to this whole intro. But now you know me. Subscribe to my channel. You get to see me make films one day. Spoiler alert, I haven't told you guys that yet. And I just made them more wonky. It really bugs me because also I'm seeing it in a mirror. And gameplay. How did I forget that? It's my main one. Anyway, I'll start. So yeah, I took a survey, and by that I mean I asked my housemates, my one housemate, the one who reads, can you not be wonky? It really fucking bugs me. Just hold it. No, that's stupid. And she was like, do your face. Because I was like, I don't know, because I haven't seen many with faces. I majoritively see like book cover or like synced up words. I'm like, I don't have the talent to sync the words up with my voice. Also, you think I'm allowed to spell words? I'm not. They look so wonky. No, I'm making them more wonky. What am I doing? I haven't seen myself in the last ages. Sorry. Right, I'll actually start now. The point is, you just see me looking down at this book. It's so weird. I haven't worn them. Anyway, The Elk. Oh yeah, I was gonna give you the fun fact. It was first published in the Oval. In I can't remember what year. 1850. No, 1844. Oh, I was so close. I was gonna say 54. 1844. The natural scenery of America has often been contrasted in its general features, as well as in detail, with the landscape of the Old World, more especially of Europe. And not deeper has been the enthusiasm than wide the dissension of the supporters of each region. The discussion is one not likely to be soon closed, for although much has been said on both sides, a world more yet remains to be said. So weird. Sorry, I just had to interrupt there because it's my first one. Okay, but the other's gonna be better. I'll actually go back to it. Sorry, I won't do this again. I promise. I feel that's really annoyed. Sorry. The most conspicuous of the British tourists who have attempted a comparison seem to regard our northern and eastern seaboard, comparatively speaking, as all of America, at least as all of the United States, worthy of consideration. They say little because they have seen less of the gorgeous. Can you not? Sorry, my monitor I'll be back in a second. Sorry, I'm back. My surrounding ends because it just annoys me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on now. Every time I make it more wonky. Sorry. They say little because they have seen less of the gorgeous interior scenery of some of our western and southern districts, of the vast valley of Louisiana, for example, a realization of the wildest dreams of paradise. For the most part, these travellers content themselves with a hasty inspection of the natural lions of the land, the Hudson, Niagara, the Catskills, Harper's Ferry, the lakes of New York, the Ohio prairies, and the Mississippi. These, indeed, are objects well worthy of the contemplation, even of him who has just clambered by the Castellet Rhine or roamed. So sorry. I'm trying again. It's too many fucking American words. Fuck, more wonky. I'll be good. The next one's gonna be amazing. By the blue Russian of the Arrow, I'm going with that. So wonky I cannot see out of one eye. Rhone. But these are not all of which we can boast. And, indeed, I will be so hardy as to assert that there are innumerable, I can say this word, shush, innumerable, like anyone was speaking, quiet. Okay, quiet. 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 I should not be audiobook. Chaos, obscure, and scarcely explored nooks within the limits of the United States, that by the true artist or cultivated lover of the grand and beautiful, amid the works of God, will be preferred to each, and to all of the chronicled and better accredited scenes to which I have referred. In fact, the real Edens of the land lie far away from the track of our most deliberate tourists. How very far, then? Beyond the reach of the foreigner, who, having made with his publisher at home arrangements for a certain amount of comment upon America, to be furnished in a stipulated period, can hope to fulfil his agreement in no other manner than by steaming it, memorandum book in hand, through only the most beaten thoroughfares of the country. I mentioned, just above, the valley of Louisiana. Of all extensive areas of natural loveliness, this is, perhaps, the most lovely. No fiction has approached it. The most gorgeous imagination might derive suggestions from its exuberant beauty. And beauty is, indeed, its sole character. It has little, or rather nothing, of the sublime. Gentle undulations of soil interreefed with fantastic crystallic streams, banked by flowery slopes and backed by a forest vegetation, gigantic, glossy, multicolored, sparkling with gay birds and burdened with perfume. These features make up in the Vale of Louisiana the most voluptuous natural scenery upon earth. But even of this delicious region, the sweeter portions are reached only by bypaths. Indeed, in America, generally, the traveller who would behold the finest landscapes must seek them. Not by the railroad, nor by the steamboat, nor by the stagecoach, nor in his private carriage, nor yet even on horseback. But on foot. He must walk. He must leap ravines. He must risk his neck among precipices. Sorry, I know that word. I'm sorry. I don't need to say every word. Sorry. Just assume I know the word and I can't say it right now. Or must leave unseen the truest, the richest, and most unspeakable glories of the land. Now, in the greater portion of Europe, no such necessity exists. In England it exists not at all. The merest dandy of a tourist may there visit every nook worth visiting, without detriment to his silk stockings, So thoroughly known are all points of interest, and so well arranged are the means of attaining them. This consideration has never been allowed its due weight in comparisons of the natural scenery of the Old and New Worlds. The entire loveliness of the former is collated with only the most noted and with by no means the most eminent items in the general loveliness of the latter. Oh, I took way too long a breath there. Sorry, that was a comment off. Full stop. Full stop that life. Sorry. Don't know where that came from. River scenery has unquestionably within itself all the main elements of beauty, and time out of mind has been the favourite theme of the poet. But much of this fame is attributable to the predominance of travel in fluvial over that in mountainous districts, in the same way large rivers, because usually highways, have, in all countries, absorbed an undue share of admiration. They are more observed, and consequently made more the subject of discourse, than less important, but often more interesting streams. A singular exemplification of my remarks upon this head may be found in the Wissahickon, a brook, for more it can scarcely be called, which empties itself into the Schuylkill. I'm not American. About 6 miles west of Philadelphia. Now, the Wissahickon, are these even American? Hang on a minute. No, I'm actually just confused now. I need to know how this is said. What do you fucking mean? Wissahickon. It's a thing, but it's spelled differently these days, I'm assuming, based on this. Yeah, Philadelphia. How'd you say it? Pronunciation. Wissahickon. I'm sure this is what you want in your audiobook. Pronunciation. I can't spell pronunciation. That's a bit worrying. Hello? Can you come out into my ear, please? Oh, I turned on slow. I didn't play this.
Wissahickon Valley Park.
Wissahickon. How was I supposed to get that? I mean, without dyslexia, but good luck with that. Wissahickon. I've already forgotten it. I'm gonna assume that's what it is. Now, the Wissahickon is of so remarkable a loveliness that were it flown in England, it would be the theme of every bard, and the common topic of every tongue, if indeed its banks were not parcelled off in lots. An exorbitant price as building sites for the villas of the opulent. Yet it is only within very few years that anyone has more than heard of the Wissahickon, while the broader and more navigable water into which it flows has been long celebrated as one of the finest specimens of American river scenery. The Schuylkill, the Schuylkill, no, I tried to use Skylar from Hamilton, it didn't help me. Schuylkill, the Schuylkill. Wherever are they getting these names though? Like, if you're American, can you comment down below where these names come from? Because the etymology of them is just confusing me. The Schuylkill, whose beauties have been much exaggerated, and whose banks, at least in the neighbourhood of Philadelphia, are marshy, like those of the Delaware, is not at all comparable. As an object of picturesque interest, with the most humble and less notorious rivulets of which we speak. It was not until Fanny Kemble, in her droll book about the United States, pointed out to the Philadelphians the rare loveliness of a stream which lay at their own doors, that this loveliness was more than suspected by a few adventurous pedestrians of the vicinity. But the journal, having opened all eyes, the Wissahickon, to a certain extent, rolled at once into notoriety. I say, to a certain extent, for in fact the true beauty of the stream lies far above the route of the Philadelphian picturesque hunters, who rarely proceed further than a mile or two above the mouth of the rivulet, for the very excellent reason that here the carriage road, stops. Who read that line, sorry. I would advise the adventurer who would behold its finest points to take the Ridge Road, running westwardly from the city, and having reached the second lane beyond the 6th milestone, to follow this lane to its termination. He will thus strike the Wissahickon at one of its best reaches, and, in a skiff, or by clambering along its banks, he can go up or down the stream, as best suits his fancy, and in either direction will meet his reward. I have already said, or should have said, that the brook is narrow. Its banks are generally, indeed almost universally, precipitous, and consistent of high hills, clothed with noble shrubbery near the water, and crowned, at a greater elevation, with some of the most magnificent forest trees of America, among which stands conspicuous the oh my fucking god, this was previously peach. I'm so sorry. I don't. Sorry. The Lyriodendron tulipifera. Lyriodendron tulipiferia. I can't do it all at once. It's a tongue twister. You know what? I doubt you do. I'll put it on. Will I? I'll forget. Imagine I put it on the screen. Oh, maybe I'll put it in the description. The immediate shores, however, are of granite, sharply defined or moss-covered. Oh god. I could cut this out, but this is literally supposed to be a short story, and an hour is in, it's probably already like half an hour. And I thought I could do 2 in this time. Moss-covered, against which the pellucid water lolls in its gentle flow, as the blue waves of the Mediterranean upon the steps of her palaces of marble. Occasionally, in front of the cliffs, extends a small picturesque position for a cottage and garden, which the richest imagination could conceive. The windings of the stream are many and abrupt, and it's usually the case where banks are precipitous, and thus the impression conveyed to the voyager's eyes as he proceeds is that an endless succession of infinitely varied small lakes, or, more properly speaking, tarns. The Wissahickon, however, should be visited, not like fair Melrose by moonlight, or even in cloudy weather, but amid the brightest glare of a noonday sun, for the narrowness of the gorge through which it flows, the height of the hills on either hand, and the destiny of the foliage, conspire to produce a gloominess, if not an absolute dreariness, of effect, which, unless relieved by a bright general light, detracts from the mere beauty of the scene. Not long ago I visited the stream by the route described, and spent the best part of a sultry day in floating in a skiff upon its bosom. I thought I had 2 S's. Bosom. Okay, Google round 2. What is a bosom with 1 S? Bosom. Bosom. A woman's chest. So it's got 1 S. It's fine, I've just been spelling it wrong my whole life. My inner gay has betrayed me. How is bosom spelled with 1 S? That was a useless thing. I should have just stuck with it. Sorry. But now we all know bosom is spelled with 1 S. I mean, maybe bosom is with 2 S's is just a slang way. The heat gradually overcame me, and resigning myself to the influence of the scenes and of the weather, and of the gently moving current, I sank into half a slumber, during which my imagination revelled in visions of the Wissahickon of ancient days, of the good old days, when the demon of the engine was not, when picnics were undreamed of, or when water privilege was neither bought nor sold, and when the red man trod alone with the elk upon the ridges that now towered above. And while gradually these conceits took possession of my mind, the lazy brook had borne mine, inch by inch, around one promontory and distance of 40 or 50 yards, and within full view of another that bounded the prospect at the distance of 40 or 50 yards. It was a steep, rocky cliff, abutting far into the stream, and presenting much more of the Salvatore character than any portion of the shore hitherto passed. What I saw upon this cliff, although surely an object of very extraordinary nature, the place and season considered, at first, neither startled nor amazed me. So thoroughly and appropriately did it chime in with the half-slumberous fancies that enwrapped me. I saw, or dreamed that I saw, standing upon the extreme verge of the precipice, with neck outstretched, with ears erect, and the whole attitude indicative of profound and melancholy inquisitiveness, one of the oldest and boldest of those identical elves which had been coupled with the red men of my vision. I say that for a few minutes this apparition neither startled nor amazed me. During this interval my whole soul was bound up in intense sympathy alone. I fancied the elk repining, not less than wondering, at the manifest alterations for the worse wrought upon the brook and its vicinage, even within the last few years, by the stern hand of the utilitarian. But a slight movement of the animal's head at once dispelled the dreaminess that invested me, and aroused me to a full sense of the novelty of the adventure. I arose upon one knee within the skiff, and while I hesitated whether to stop my career, or let myself float nearer to the object of my wonder, I heard the words "hist, hist." I don't know what sound elks make, I'm sorry. Ejaculated quickly. I'm sorry. But cautiously, yea, from the shrubbery overhead. In an instant afterwards, an N-word, but with an E, not an I, emerged from the thicket, pushing aside the bushes. Oh my... Sorry, I just had a moment of wild racism. Also, I'm just gonna try and see again. They're really dying. The dirt would just not come off. The world is grey. They're literally in a case, this whole... Oh, it's the wrong side. Mirroring. Sorry. Oh, we're right at the end as well. Sorry. Putting aside the bushes with care, and treading stealthily, he bore in one hand a quantity of salt, and holding it outwards towards the elk, gently but steadily, no attempt at escape. The and with an E word again advanced, offered the salt, and spoke a few words of encouragement or consolation. Presently the elk bowed, and sorry, I blame the day glasses. I blame the glasses right now. And stampede, and then lay quietly down, and was secured with a halter. Thus ended my romance of the elk. It was a pet of great age, and very domestic habits, and belonged to an English family occupying a villa in the vicinity. That's it. That's the story for you. Hope you enjoyed. Don't know why I went like that. Anyway, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. I just hold it like this for the rest of the yeah, first audiobook, op's down below. I will do a second one, probably before this is up. Oh my god, this takes so long. Oh my god. I'll make sure that next one is quick. I'll get rid of my hiccups first. Bye though, have a nice day. Any suggestions for books or any requests, put them down below. They probably will take me like 20 hours if they're a regular book. Not the point. Guys, it's fine. I finished Percy Jackson series before the show finished. Not even before the show. I started like... How many months did I have? It came out in December and like the 20th. Yeah, and what I started like March the 20th. And I read the first book in one day. But then I couldn't keep up with that with the other books clearly. Ooh, honey, we got a problem. Yeah, we don't talk about that. But hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I mean, if you don't enjoy, watch my other content. And if you just don't like me, then don't watch my content. But if you hate me, subscribe so you can hate me more. Because it's still worth it. Still helping me grow. I'm not complaining. So weird. I haven't seen myself in glasses. Sorry. I've stopped talking about wearing glasses. But yeah, I'll be back. Whoop, whoop. party, isn't it? Yeah, that was some Edgar Allan Poe for you. The Elk from 1844, first published in the Opal. Boom. I need to stop being like 7. Anyway, bye. Have a nice day.